All right, we got a little change of scenery here. So we got a Hoshizaki unit, 115 volts. He said it's not making. He said the gear motor seems to come on, but then nothing. So I just ran a drain because I want to hear it start from the beginning. So when we set it for ice, we should hear the water valve. Start. We'll get into the board later. Let's just see what it is and isn't doing. So she should fill. Yep, recognize she's full. Give it a second. Okay, so we've got an auger. But I don't hear a condensing fan. Okay, so it's actually very curious to me. It's not the auger. Okay, so what we've got is the gear motor, right? So GM. So you've got the gear motor relay opening and closing, cycling on and off. If I actually put it into service mode, the compressor does start, the condenser does start, but everything drops out. So could be a proximity switch that it thinks it's full intermittently, but when I tell the proximity switch to do its job, it does. So I don't believe that's the problem. And we're asking it to make. Gear motor should start, stay online, and then after it stays online, the condenser will kick in. So looking at the schematic, let's drop this, find somewhere else, get a good grip. Okay, so what I've got is here's your 120 volts on that brown wire feeding the gear motor relay. And then the relay closes and it sends it out the pink wire. So now what I need to find out from Hoshizaki is, because I was looking at the schematic and I was trying to determine what's in the way of the gear motor, right? So there's an internal, but it's not happening here. None of it's happening out here. It's happening back at the board. And there's nothing in between me and the board. That's what I'm not getting. All right, so here's the thing. I don't trust Hoshizaki tech support. They seemed as more confused than I was. Here's what I can tell you. I can unhook this from my system completely, and my system still cycles on and off. So now it recognizes that the gear motor isn't running. I think we got a bad board. I'm gonna jump this here, not connect it to the board, and see what happens. Okay, so that was in a business office that I couldn't film anymore. So I did wire I jumped the brown to the pink wire, yellow, violet wire, to get the gear motor running. I unhooked it from the board and jumped the wires. We got the gear motor running, gear motor stayed running. The problem was the relay still kept kicking. So, and at that point, it didn't recognize that the gear motor was running and it was throwing a gear motor error. I did connect it to the board, do the same thing, and regardless, it just kept cycling. So I've ordered the board. I've ordered a float switch as well. That is a possibility. It could be a float switch, but it's not. And then we'll go back there later this week and swap it out.